just like last time, we were graced with a little extra footage from our boy James over in Thailand right now. So we're gonna go through that first. What's up, Joe? Just drop in on James, see how he's doing, and then we will be getting into Monday night's open mat. What's up, James?
Joe, James. Yeah.
We'll get into Monday night's open mat no gi footage. So there we go, front and center, right where he belongs.
Dude, look at that ink.
This dude is tatted up. Caleb, don't act like you care.
It's. I was talking to Matt about it. Surprisingly, it feels fine. I'm gonna try and train on it tomorrow. See how it goes.
James, correct me if I'm wrong, but this dude was a pro fighter, or is a pro fighter, I think. I know you mentioned one of the guys you went against is.
Hell yeah.
Nice Kimura trap.
More.
Man. Let's do that one more time. So as your opponent goes to finish that guard pass, I like how he's trying to control the legs, but man, I guess he didn't really drop his shoulder enough to like hide that arm. I mean, you're doing a good job there keeping it exposed. But I would, normally like turning the hips towards your feet and like dropping the shoulder into the body, like in towards the hip, might have been enough for him to like try to prevent this from happening. But you're also, I don't know, you're going up over the arm. That was just a great grip on that. Guys, a semi-pro from Japan.
Sweet.
Oh, cool. So you guys are just rotating in and out, pass, sweep, submit. And so we got an underhook on the far side from the camera.
Into the legs. Beautiful.
Using that Arimiashi for a sweep rather than for a heel hook or other leg
Stand up
submission.
and get the sweep. Beautiful. Well done.
He was threatening you a little bit with a leg ride there too.
Mm-hmm. This is the guy we saw last week that held you in close guard for a while.
Yeah, he had a nice little misdirect there at the beginning, some quick footwork, but he didn't fall for it.
Got the turn.
Yeah, I guess it's hard to see, but
Looked like he just got a little over ambitious and you hook sweeped him, kind of like a yoke Sugishi. Double unders. Looking for a shoulder crunch. Beautiful.
Excellent. So yeah, you're flattened down on your back here, and you use that a bit of a front shift right there, or a forward shift rather, to get his hips back and away from you, giving you seemingly just enough to be able to sit up into that and hit that sweep. That was solid. Side guard work here.
Back in the half. Yep. Go for it. Yep. You can always grab those ankles too, James, as you're getting up to prevent the sit up too. So you're keeping a hold with that right hand on the ankle. I think is a good way to shore up if he was like really trying to get up. Then that would have prevented it.
Yeah, I like that you didn't waste any time there.
Getting up.
Yeah. Sometimes a sweep really can be as simple as just a good push to get a guy moving backwards and off balance. But you don't get a sweep if you don't take top position. So
nice. Shoving the leg. body lock passed, but you don't have a body lock. You're going this almost. You've got these inside bicep ties. Now you've got a body lock. Okay, all right.
Yeah, with the guy's right foot shelved, kind of pinned to his butt.
Right. I hear you, Brandon.
And now it's a matter of getting around that pinned leg. So,
Yep,
okay, there we go.
There it is. Make a quick switch. You push the knee down. I couldn't see whether you stepped that left leg over. Yep, you did. Perfect. Well done.
Yeah, and your head's in kind of this like no man's land position where it's not acting as an underhook because you don't need it. You have an underhook, but he doesn't quite have a frame. I'm curious just like how much that guy's keeping his arm there. Like I feel like he could move it in and get a better frame with that. Yeah. Either way, the frame is
Like
that
the coach was.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just saying it looked like the coach was telling you to work a little bit more with him. I didn't.
Oh, earlier?
Yeah, earlier. Is this more of the open rolling, James? I'm seeing other people in mount and stuff too, and passing and stuff.
There we go. Gets it with an Americana, it looks like. Yeah.
Yep.
Open rounds. Cool.
Open round. Okay.
I'm curious why your opponent wasn't just like immediately taking it looked like you were relinquishing the guard, maybe in to work from side control or whatever, but he didn't seem too terribly interested in working there himself. He walked right back to open guard.
Looked like you used another Kimura in order to take him over, put him on his back again.
Oh, did I breeze by that?
I'm not. They went off screen. There. So he's got underneath. He has the Kimura grip. Takes him over and then they reset. Body lock again. This time you're trying to take him to the weak side, it looks like.
Huh. Do you know what language he speaks? Sign language.
How many days are you able to train over there, James?
Yeah, he does. He's
shoulder pressure.
2 to 3.
Nice.
He didn't seem especially concerned with setting up his forearm frames, which just led to his own arms being isolated.
He looked done to me.
yeah, for sure. And I don't know. I feel like he was tired. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I said it recently on this stream or if I said it at class or something when I was teaching, but you guys always hear us talking about inside position, whether we're talking legs or arms or even your head or whatever. Any of you who have been white belts, and started with the school know that I always give like my little 5-step stages of a jiu-jitsu match spiel, where it's take the fight to the ground, get around the legs, work through your pins, isolate a limb, break the limb, right? Inside position relates to that transition between step 3, pinning, and step 4, isolating. So that's where, you know, that in that last roll, that guy was, I'm just going to zoom through this bit while you go off screen. You know, that guy was kind of relinquishing inside position and then quickly getting Americana'd, or, you know, what I think there was like I think he quit before you could get him with the katagatame. But that's what happens when you just kind of loosely play with your frames and you don't get them back to the inside position, which is close to your body, and you let your opponent win the inside position and he takes your limb away from your body. So that's where that fight becomes really important, and why you constantly hear us talking about it. Ooh, what are we doing here?
Dorsal
Kimura. That was nice. Working from side control, framing against the head, getting to the step over. Yeah, that was not what I would have done. I was a little disturbed at what just happened to him. Yeah, I mean, like, if he was gonna grab the leg like he did, I would like to see him. I don't know, if you could have put his knees to the ground, like hip heisted up, and maybe like gone hips, you know, hips pointing down. He may have been able to turn that into like a single leg, but staying on his side the way he did, he just had his arm exposed, and he did exactly what you needed to do. This guy almost had you with a pendulum sweep before you brought yourself back down.
I like the way that he's trying to break some grips here.
Yeah.
He's really one of the first ones that we've seen actually addressing grips.
Yeah, it's funny. Maybe that's exactly it. But I was thinking right before you said that, he kind of seems like the first one to do jiu-jitsu with James.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's breaking down James's posture right now. Or trying to, at least. James, there we go. This kid looks like he actually has an idea of what he needs to be doing. Even from seated guard, he's making connection here. One of the best there. I end up just escaping subs all. It's kind of funny how you can just notice those little details and kind of guess the guy's skill level. What was that, Mike?
It looked like he threw up an armbar. Is that what happened?
Oh, when they first reset?
Right here.
I think, well, James just escaped.
Oh, no, he just pulled straight out. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, my bad. Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh, he did? Oh, all right. Whatever. I don't want to watch James get submitted. I want to pretend like he is only doing the submission.
I like his entrance into the legs.
Ooh.
Yeah. Straight into the knee.
Let's do that one more time, actually. Too fast. So, from close guard, going to this deep scoop grip, elbow deep scoop grip before he opens the legs and inverts his knee. Very nice. And then his left leg, outside leg, coming up and over.
He tries to run away, which is why he has turned such an odd corner, right? Like, you would normally take him over and get into this backside 50-50 position, but he turns straight away from you and puts a...
That's upsetting.
Oh, stop, because no leg. I think he would have had it.
Yeah.
That would have definitely been... Yep.
That's dumb. You're at like a world-renowned gym. Or at least a branch of one. I feel like this kid probably didn't care, though. He probably would have been happy to do it. A little double Kouchi there from him.
Yeah. No, he's throwing out some stuff that, like, he's definitely trained.
that wrist that he's controlling, yeah, besides the triangle entrance, it's going to make it difficult for you to step over that knee, right? Because normally you're going to pin his right knee with your forearm, or your hand if you're being, in my opinion, a little more sloppy with it. But now he's denying you that connection and then getting it out of the way for him to enter into his triangle.
Yep. You got your arm in there. I don't know if that's going to help stave off the triangle pressure. But he's got it the wrong way. So he's got the Hantai Senkaku.
Yeah, I'm curious if he's looking at it. He's hugging his legs like he's looking for the strangle, but he's not getting to the angle he needs. So right now you're in more danger of the Kimura than you are the strangle.
Yep. Yeah, you just get the fuck out. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do. I like you're toying with his base. The dude is
nice.
He's feisty. I like it. Yeah, he definitely is trying to wrestle up on you and put you down on your back. That was nice.
Let's see how he addresses half
nice
guard.
frames. See if you can get the underhook and come out the back. Or is he threatening with like a dart? Oh, okay. Deep half.
Yeah.
A little bit of guillotine trouble here.
Laying on the
Back
anaconda.
into the dart.
He's immediately attacking this far side arm. That was really good transitioning from him. He was attacking the far side arm. You roll up to defend it. He immediately switches to the near side and gets you into like some Kimura trouble.
Into the neck. You got that second leg.
I'm gonna be so pissed if he gets a strangle because James never lets me get the strangle anymore.
Beautiful. Kipping. Yes. What an active role. This is great.
Yeah, he's doing a great job here. I mean, both of you are. Even defensively, you're doing really well. Ooh, there it is. That was a deep guillotine. Yeah. Super deep guillotine. He earned that one.
He did. You made him earn it too. Jesus.
This guy looks like he belongs on a rugby field, just trucking through people.
Going for that Kimura. He's got a decent angle on that shoulder.
Yeah.
Turned down, like Matt was saying, almost facing the hips. If he wants to get out of it, he needs to turn a little bit down towards your legs.
And right now he's blocking your hip, which is it's gonna prevent the Kimura trap that you did earlier. I don't know. Yeah. It looked like he was surprised by that. I don't know if that was purposeful on his part to block your hips, because for a second he wasn't. He just had his hand on your hip. So.
Yeah, he looks pretty jacked.
Now he's flattened out in half guard. Ooh, he's He's in an interesting spot here where his arm is across the body, like his right arm is across the body, but James doesn't have like a katagatame. But this could be a really,
yeah.
like if James can get his knee out and then sit to kind of a kesa. I was just talking about this with Rush a few weeks ago. Like, in fact, he may not even. He would just really need to get to mount, and he could lay on some strangle pressure from there.
That was a nice transition to the knee cut. You need to just push with your. Okay, you got the leg free. Stepped into.
I just want to look at it again. Getting the knee out.
Yeah, so he was rotating a lot. Now he walks. Yep. Now he's outside of that scorpion lock, out of there.
Foot pummel.
And then knee cuts, which I think was a very good call.
You just got to step on that top knee, or slip it out. It's fine.
Now you're into a 3/4 mount.
Yeah, come up.
James, you have a back take here if you remember the fun ninja roll. You sit back on that right thigh of his, triangle your legs, then roll over your right shoulder behind him. You have a ninja roll. But
yeah, it's a good option if you can't sneak that back leg all the way up the body. If he's just got a real good bite on your trapped leg, always a fun one to hit. And for as much as you're hitting Kimura traps, like that would be a cool one just to throw in for style points.
Yeah. And now you got full mount, I believe, and you're making him suffer pretty bad.
Yeah, there's the tap.
Nice.
Set up his gift wrap, hit him with a smother.
Damn right.
Can't wait to look at Caleb's smother that he did to me the other day. Coming up. Caleb was just super abusive on Monday, huh?
Yeah, no kidding. Snap my leg. We'll watch that.
Ooh.
Probably in fast and slow motion.
Yeah, definitely.
Ten-finger guillotine. Nice.
That was a quick tap once you got it in. He didn't like that at all. Hell yeah.
Move of the
Solid
day.
crap.
The 10-finger is what you're talking about, James? Or are we talking about the smother? Or pulling in the Ashi?
Right here.
10-finger. Nice. I love that little pop that you gave his leg just to sneak over and get into the mount. So he's all tangled up here.
Yeah.
And then, yep, you just pop his leg right over. You're like, nope, not dealing with that anymore.
I'm never gonna call it that, Joe. I refuse. Conrad879, thanks for following us, man. Appreciate
No.
it.
Nice, Jordan.
Yeah, that was good footage. Very
Yeah.
entertaining. Looks like you're kicking ass, man.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, let's do some footage from Monday.
From red to blue.
Yeah, Cole and somebody.
Duncan.
Duncan, I think, yeah. Do a bit of BBJ? I'm not familiar. Watch, he's probably like some professional jiu-jitsu just lurking in the chat. Like, yeah, I dabble. Well, welcome, Conrad.
Good to have you.
All right, what did Cole just do? Missed it. Okay. So with the... Oh, he switched. Okay. Switched into the no arm in guillotine, standard guillotine. Where do you train, man? And how long you been training? Tell us about yourself. And then Gavin over here attacking my legs as usual.
Sweet.
You could probably beat up like 80% of the population.
Yeah,
Some
no
good
kidding.
numbers. Cole leaving his legs a little too close to Duncan, but gets himself safe. Oh, right on. I don't do MMA.
Nah.
Because I don't like getting punched in the head.
Nope. But I respect all that do.
Yeah. I get hit in the head enough here.
Yeah, no kidding. I was just saying, not normally safe from that in this environment.
It's a little knee pick on Gavin. And then just because I'm getting tired of their rolling Kimura entrances, because they're trying to be like you at the last comp, I had to hit him with one. And who are you with? Joe? Yeah.
Joe. Yeah, he tears into me on this round if I'm not mistaken.
And then Ted and Jordan, front and center. All right, so Cole working. I'm gonna hide you for a second here. Cole's working this really high mount position. High more because Duncan's like crunched in towards him. Damn, that was nice. Duncan had his leg trapped and hit him with a nice little bump here to get him off balance.
And I like that he pushed Cole's knee down the body in order to get to the pass as well. He didn't, rest on his laurels and just fall back into a guard. He pushes with his left hand.
Right, as he advances around.
Yep. So that was good awareness on his part.
Just about making his way to the back, which we are on back mount for this week and next. So, as always, put it to work. Dude, Gavin is like reaping my knee so bad right now.
Good.
Yeah. Good heel hook, though. That was a tight one. All right, so Duncan now, let's see, he's playing with hooks. Cole's disrupting this, or he was disrupting the strangle arm and head position. You always want your strangle arm on the opposite side. You want your strangle arm on one side of the guy's head. You want your own head on the other, right? You can't strangle a guy if your strangle arm and head are on the same side. So if you can think about that as the one being strangled, or in Cole's position, that's a good way to kind of disrupt and buy yourself a little bit of time while you work on escaping the lower body. Cole's really focusing on misaligning his shoulders, getting his shoulders to the mat, while Duncan's trying to recoup. And the whole time he's trying to recoup, he doesn't really have much of a chance to set up an actual strangle threat. Looks like he starts to lose position enough to make him think twice about fighting on the back and just take mount position. Yeah, so
Caleb.
yeah, Caleb and I go. So he almost gets a single leg on me. And I'm just, I think I've demonstrated this with you guys before with the Kimura trap. Just shoving their hand into their chest makes it very difficult for them, since their elbow is off the mat. Where's my pointer? It makes it very difficult for them to actually like heist up. So if you can keep their like wrist and hand pinned to their chest when you have this Kimura position, it's going to be difficult for them to roll up on you, which is what I was banking on here as I tried to slide my knee underneath Caleb and get under him, which doesn't work. I actually have to change positions from here. Hit him with a little wing sweep. Just enough to get up to a seated position and start threatening a guillotine, which at first I wasn't too sure was going to work. But I found a moment to be able to tighten it up. He rolled, which isn't a bad option to do there. But I didn't want to let it go. So what's up with Cole and Josh? How did they get to the ground? Yeah, I saw you doing that last week, Josh. We got to clean up some of your just like your balance as you've made your connection to your opponent standing. Like you're falling backwards to your back almost in a way that like it looks like you're trying to do kind of what Caleb does when he hits his sacrifices. So if that's a position or a move you want to play around with, we can tighten that up. I don't want to see you getting in bad spots because you're going for a takedown and you end up just pulling the guy right on top. Oh, meanwhile, Caleb smashes me for the rest of this round for that guillotine. Let's see, Joe's looking good right now. I think he's rolling with Danny, maybe?
No, I think he's rolling with Braden.
Oh, Braden.
Or Gavin, I can't tell. Can't see the hair.
That was Braden.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We were kind of all over the mat. At one point here, I don't know if we'll be able to clearly see it, but he decides to start going for smothers. Might end up off camera, but he literally holds my face just like this, and then just like repeatedly, like non-consensually makes me motorboat him and just smashes my nose with his sternum. It ended up giving me a nice little bloody nose, but he didn't get the tap because I'm not gonna let him have that. So Cole with the deep reap. See that?
Probably some knee pressure on that.
Yeah. So as Josh stands up from half guard here, let's see, Cole gets to legs inside in between Josh's legs, and then yeah, it doesn't even end up no time in X guard or anything like that. Swings that leg over. Now there wasn't, I don't know. Josh may have been tapping preemptively there, just because of the leg exposure. But there's some work to do after that as far as getting to the right position, against the knee if you're trying to attack heel hooks and all that. So happy to see you guys tapping early if you need to. Good balance from Josh. For a second. See that as Cole comes in, Josh just kind of swings the leg over.
Oh yeah.
But then
that was smooth.
Yeah, stays a little too loaded up on Cole. Cole takes advantage.
That was a nice reversal by Cole.
Oh, we also have Austin and Danny.
Danny's doing a really good job of, well, he just slid straight into cross Ashi here, but he's been doing a really good job throughout this match of making sure that Austin can't establish good hip-to-hip pressure, right? Like claiming the knee line on Danny. He's doing really good with his grips, trying to keep Austin's knee line, or keeping his knee line safe from Austin's legs and hips.
Cole making sure the sub gets caught on camera. So Joe, are you just torturing Braden right now, or what's going on there? Damn, Austin was about working his calf slicer again. All right, so that was the end of the round. Oh yeah, they kind of kept going past the bell. Josh, just for your own reference here, when you get to this position, Cole has his elbow above his shoulder line. That's really, really good for you. That's something you're gonna want to keep. Continue to like pin up and up and up. It looks like you just ran out of time before you had a chance to play around with it at all.
I think him and Cole were going over it at the end of the round.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay.
Looks like Gavin is trying to avenge Braden against Joe this round. So answering the phone it's not a surefire thing. It can buy you a little bit of space, and I'm sure Cole may have gone over this with you, just addressing it since it's out there. Someone with good finishing mechanics can still work through that answering the phone technique of giving yourself a little bit of space. It doesn't take too much to beat it. It just takes good shoulder position and good pressure. So I don't want you to rely on that. It's going to take. We could talk about that. How to get out of a katagatame at class. But it takes you separating your arm from your head and getting it back down, like back down to the mat. A few ways you can do that, but I just don't want you to like get too reliant on answering the phone. People tend to like put their arm there and then just think they're safe, and then they get finished and all the space gets taken up before they can actually mount a good escape.
Good hip movement by Josh up at the top right against Caleb, retaining guard, right? So
Yeah.
that was a really good movement there. Josh getting that right knee down to the mat and right in front, in between you and Caleb.
Yeah, and for Caleb, man, you got to keep your hips a little bit lower there. You gave him all the room he needed to sneak his knee back in. Just got to get a little tighter on that.
I'm wondering if you're going to step over that right. Yep. Oh, okay.
I was hoping somebody guillotined Caleb again. Strangle Cole out. Oh, you see Gavin switch from the straight ankle lock on Joe. Joe rolls, exposes the heel.
Straight into the heel hook, yeah.
Yeah, and an inside heel hook too. From like
Nice.
like kind of 50-50, but he didn't have his inside leg over. Pablo and Ted. Yeah, it seems that way. We all need a little confidence boost every once in a while, you know? Gavin with the reverse triangle there too. So this was what we went over in side control a few weeks ago. Gets to the side crucifix position. Nice, very nice. God, we look like a little army, all with our rash guards on.
Yeah, no kidding.
And even everybody who doesn't have the school one has like a black rash guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair, Joe. They are little monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one father I would not have liked to have crossed paths with growing up. You go to pick a girl up and Joe answers the door and you're like, oh God.
Because you know he's not going to wear a shirt.
No, of course not. All right, Liver King, calm down.
Yeah, I was going to say shoes too.
Who's trying to hit the smother? Is that Josh trying to do it against Caleb? It's a busy round. Danny and Ted, and Andrew and I. There we go. Now Joe's fighting the biggest kid in the room.
Nice.
So Joe, or okay, Cole sits, gets the leg in. Okay. Bit of a hook sweep.
Danny's trying to go for a Kosoto, I guess. And then I'll go straight in. Nice. I've never seen someone pull into a rear triangle.
We talked about that. Danny and I talked about that move a long time ago off of, I want to say it was like off of the shoulder crunch takedown, where you end up getting the reverse collar tie, where you can like switch to a reverse collar tie, which he does here.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, the only thing I would add if I was Danny, and this was something we worked on together, is pushing the guy, in this case, like pushing Ted towards his left to get his left hand planted, allowing you to slip the arm in, or more easily trap the arm in for that reverse triangle.
I think that's what I think that's the one that Danaher calls the Gyaku or something like that. You remember?
Yeah, reverse is Gyaku Senkaku, the reverse triangle. Which it's funny, since we like went over that in side control a few weeks ago. It's been cool to see that popping up a bit more in class, since that's probably the least common triangle that you come across. Joe putting the smother on Cole here. I think, Joe, you said you were working mount retention quite a bit over the last couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. It's Good to see you putting it to work here. Little double underhook sweep against Andrew here by the pillar. And transitioning mount
Triangle.
So Joe, let's check this out. So you're in a great position here. For a second there, you had double unders, like with arms way up above the head. And right now you've got this single underhook, which is great. What I don't like is you get wrist control on the other arm and then relinquish your underhook to attack Cole's arm, to attack his right arm. This underhook is way more valuable, in my opinion, than this 2-on-1 that you get with the arm extended. Because right now you've just given Cole a frame to put on your hips, an arm to get his now attacked arm, his right arm, an arm to get that safe. Whereas before you had his arm extended where you can work towards katagatames. You could work to that double under, the double underhook position that you briefly had, advancing up to a high mount, maybe mounted triangles or S mount, arm bars, things like that. And then with that 2-on-1, you go into attacking the arm here, but it's so straight up above his head that like you can't bend a straight arm the way you're trying to bend it here to any real effect. Like you're not going to get Cole tap into that. So just slow it down, take an inventory of what you have there. When you have that underhook extended all the way up above his head, that's a great thing that you don't just want to give up. So I'd like to see you working, I know you said you're going to kind of focus on back mount for the next 2 weeks and just stick with the curriculum stuff. Focus on that a bit more though next time you find yourself in mount. Look at why that trip didn't work for Andrew. I think I see it immediately. Andrew, you had a great angle on me here. I was in some trouble. You had the underhook, but you've got this you've got the hand over the near shoulder. I think it would have better served you on my far side lat or even like up at my neck. You'll notice here, as you step behind my leg, if you could easily pull my body backwards, I'm going down. The grip that you have right now, I don't think really facilitates that. I would go to the far side, honestly, even a tight waist. Like you could go around to the waist and probably move my upper body a lot more than you do with this grip here. And then now, as soon as I feel like I'm going down or I'm in some trouble, I just kick my leg free and let you go down instead. If you're gonna use that grip that you had, let's go back to it. This grip here, I want you with connected hands. I want you using the takedown. I think we went over that night. The shoulder crunch takedown that Luke likes to do. You know, where you pull the guy down and then take them over afterwards. If you're up over that near shoulder with your underhook, establish a shoulder crunch.
Yeah, you have such a good angle actually with Matt there that you really could have put a ton of pressure with that shoulder crunch. Pinning your left ear to your left shoulder, coming up with the right hand, connecting the hands. You actually, you're a strong dude, and strength shouldn't always matter, but in this case, I feel very confident that you would be able to use your left hand to turn your hand down, your elbow straight up to the ceiling, and kind of get into this like chicken wing position here. That's a very, very strong grip, and you could put a lot of shoulder pressure with that.
For sure.
Cool. If you're there tomorrow, we can work on some more stuff. I still owe I think talking to Austin about the get up that we talked about on I think either Sunday or last Wednesday from Ashi. We didn't talk about it this night.
Yeah, I feel like I only rolled with like half the people there.
There were so, I mean, there's always just so many people. Yep. All right, cool. Well, we can go over it in some of the light training, the live training. I can get my words out.
You got it. A little too much wine there, bud.
Yeah, not enough. Spin back to the suite, please. Which suite? Did you or Cole hit a suite at the very end?
Who cares?
There.
There we go.
2-on-1.
Looks like Cole's got his right arm kind of buried. I assume controlling Joe's legs, like pinching his knees together.
Yep. Yeah, it's almost like he was trying to do that smash, like the leg weave pass, and just wasn't getting Joe's knees pointed in that direction.
Yeah,
trapped his own arm.
That was good. Even when he got it out, Joe, I think the reason you were able to keep this working is how low you get Cole's head relative to his hips.
Oh yeah.
That's, you know, like when you're sitting in like that butterfly position and you're trying to hit a sumigashi style sweep, which is basically what this is. You got to get their head super low. Like you can elevate somebody's hips, but it doesn't matter if their head is at hip height or above. So you controlling the head, pulling this down, and then keeping that arm on the elbow just to minimize as best you can Cole establishing a base. It looked like everything you needed there, and then I can't tell. I'm trying to find what you're. Yeah, you could see your toes pointing out here.
Oh.
Just staying in contact with the mat. It looks like you're trying to get some pressure off of that, but once you get those hips that elevated, that foot is basically done doing its job.
Yep. It was a really nice turn because you ended up straight in mount.
Yeah.
So you know you made a good turn on that one.
Front headlock by Andrew. Look away for 1 second. Josh gets up on Brandon. Brandon kind of let him have that. I don't. Maybe not let him have it. He didn't put up a fight. Trying to keep him down. It was good hip movement, Andrew. Getting around Danny from being on your back.
Yep. Notice, Andrew, how Danny is using that underhook to his advantage here. It almost, you may even remember it just from training, but it almost makes that position that since you're on top, it should actually make you feel very off balanced Since he comes up nice and high, grabs your far trap there, and now he can just walk right up. So that's like what we talk about, winning the underhook battle, right? And that's why we talk about that so often.
Joe, did you want to go back and look at that sweep just because you know Cole's in here in the chat and just wanted to kind of rub it in?
Who's Cole training with? Is that Jason?
Jason.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame you. I probably would have done the same. I mean, how often do I replay foot sweeping you guys when I know you're watching? Looks like Danny's taking Andrew through some Sotogari fundamentals. Ooh, gets him loaded up.
Josh is on Brandon's back here, sneaking in the choke. He's got the strangle arm through on the bottom side. Brandon looks composed here. He can't see what's going on now. I feel like Josh has a pretty deep strangle arm through on the right side.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Nope.
Yeah, Brandon's 2-on-1 on it. So he's
Yeah.
not, Josh isn't getting the connection he needs. But so Josh doesn't have a control arm in right now. Looks like he has 2 strangle arms.
Yep.
So it would really behoove Brandon to be rotating his shoulders at this point when his neck is safe to start working that escape. Whenever you guys notice that your opponent doesn't have that seatbelt grip, that one arm over, one arm under, what that tells you, if he has double overs or 2 strangle arms, is your shoulders are free to rotate. If you're going against Luke, the bridge of your nose is also free to rotate, and that's what's going to happen with Luke because he just pummels your face into a bloody mess. But if you can withstand that against a very mean opponent, you can handle that when you guys are just, training live. Start focusing on getting your shoulders to the mat, maybe leaning forward, separating yourself, and turning your shoulders to the mat. It's still going to be a battle. Like they can grab your head and pull you back across and try to realign, something I really like to do. But then on the flip side of that, if you notice that they don't have a seatbelt grip, but they have double underhooks, what that tells you is that you're probably not moving anywhere, but they're definitely not strangling you. So you can kind of get a feel for how they're going to try to transition from there to working back to an attack. So the grips that your opponent is using at any given time are an important thing to recognize. While I was talking, preaching, anything good happen? Danny was waiting for a Darce. And then Josh, you've got, so it's not an underhook. You don't have like the control arm here, but you do have Brandon's top arm below the line of his pecs, which means that this leg, your top leg, should be able to trap his arm and help you start winning that arm battle. I know you've seen it this week, maybe for the first time, but that's something to start thinking about as you get on the back. utilizing that straight jacket technique as it's referred to by like the Danaher squad. I've found a lot of success with that, so give it a shot, see how it works for you. And if it doesn't, there's always Coach Luke's way of pummeling repeatedly until you get the strangle arm in. Danny knows what he has here and really takes his time in getting to, eventually, I'm assuming, getting to where he wants to be. But that underhand grip is so powerful. Look how it just stops Joe right in his tracks. Yeah, it's a really, really effective way. Yeah, we kind of breezed over it on Tuesday. That's right. So you got a good primer on like the whole step-by-step process of it. Putting that to work more and keeping in mind like kind of sort of keeping in mind the order in which you do things. I don't want to say there's a strict order to it, but you just got to like kind of take a second, say, what do I have? Where am I trying to get? And then you can navigate the hand fight pretty effectively. Yeah, Danny's never not being mean. So I want to look at what Joe did again. Joe, you really like that turtle entrance.
Yeah.
What was that?
He was trying to get into a triangle, I think, but fell into the armbar.
Yeah.
Which they're synonymous, right? Like they become interchangeable almost.
Definitely want to get that elbow deep grip on that arm, though. Yeah, Danny's just...
You got a lot of separation between your chest and his elbow.
Yeah.
And which doesn't allow you to get elbow to elbow on him.
Good outside trip from Austin there just to get the fight to the mat. Austin stays real close, gets into I think a double underhook. Well, no, just maybe single underhook. It's a little Kosotogari. Oh, is this where Caleb blows your knee apart?
In about 2 or 3 minutes, yeah. But
sweet.
This is one of the many times he mat returned me. I think
he's a big girl.
I was able to squirm out of that one.
Joe, it's not dumb if it works.
Surprisingly, it's okay. I'm going to train on it tomorrow and see how it actually feels under pressure. But walking and running and everything feels fine. You'll see it. I've watched this before. I'll have Matt zoom in and show you what happened.
Joe, I think the only reason you really lost this, it was a good standing guard break. You're immediately stapling the leg down. Danny's just controlling your posture here. So kind of like when you swept Cole, Danny's pulling your head down, which is giving him some influence over your balance, and he's just able to get a kind of easy scissor sweep on you. Now he's working into his Darce, and that's gonna be it. I'd be surprised if you got out of that one.
Andrew's on Brandon's back. Swept him and was able to get all the way to the back. That was nice.
Me too, bud.
Don't we all? Oh, so speaking of the 10-finger guillotine here, from James, friggin' Caleb was like he was not letting me get his arms. He wasn't letting me get to a good head and arm position to where I could either start to think about rolling him over or whatever. Yeah, I get the chin strap on him, and he puts his head to the center. And so I'm like, okay, well, if he lets my hand free, I'm going to go straight for the 10-finger guillotine. And I got him to move. I did not get the tap here, but it was my intention to try and get him to get up. And then I got friggin' Makikomi rolled again.
Yeah, that was your own fault. You were trying to surf on him again. He wasn't having it.
So I think it's coming up here in about 30 seconds. We'll peek out behind the pillar on the left.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so I'm up right there. Yep. All right, so yeah, let's zoom in. So Caleb, I don't know if you're still in the chat or whatever, but you'll be able to see exactly what happened here. So I come up, I'm trying to get my base and I'm trying to get away, but he lands straight. Now my foot is pointing at the window. My toes are to the window here. See that? So that's just a straight inside heel hook that I felt.
Let's do it in slow-mo.
Dude, it did not feel good.
Didn't look good.
Yeah. That was just a dumb error on my part for sticking my feet out too wide like that.
Yeah, that's nasty, man.
Yep. Didn't feel good.
I'm glad you're
I can
you're
walk.
not hobbling around right now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Get some bone breaking emojis in the chat. Ooh, right at the end of the round too.
Oh yeah.
Taps and taps.
We did not tap.
A snap is a snap.
Yeah, there were
for sure.
multiple snaps in that one. I trained a couple more rounds after that.
Of course you did. Adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
True. No, I mean, you got so many. I feel like the knee is a very redundant joint.
You're like, all right, I'll immediately go roll with Cole now. Who's been doing
He called
nothing
me out.
but attacking legs lately.
Yeah.
Nah, we're actually probably going to slow down a lot of this round, Cole. Oh, I also had a bounty out on Austin this round. I believe it was this round. Everybody was saying that he was impossible to Kimura. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna Kimura him then. But I was really trying to get him to do his little behind the back defense that he likes to do.
Oh yeah.
But I couldn't quite get there, so I just settled for a topside Kimura. And then I told him I was gonna heel hook him, so I had to do both in one round. Looks like you're digging in for a Kimura of your own, Cole.
I was, yeah, and he was not letting me have it. He wasn't doing anything like, he wasn't doing anything wrong. He was putting his hand on my knee, and all I was trying to do was strip the grip off of my knee and threaten the Kimura from that. So it wasn't he was like he was putting his hand on the mat or anything like that. I was just trying to take advantage of the elbow position, how it was a little flared out. That's all.
So now I feel pretty good about my Kimura opportunity. And I'm not, I wasn't trying to hurt Austin here, but I did make it a point to really emphasize the control over the head that you use with that leg that steps over.
Mhm.
I didn't even realize I basically could have like hit a leg
Triangle.
in triangle there.
Yeah.
Don't focus on what my left leg is doing. Focus on what my right leg is doing. Ideally, I wouldn't want this leg trapped like this. I was really trying to send it. But this leg is what I'm talking about. So we step over for the Kimura because we want to control the shoulder line and the head when we're attacking that specific joint lock. So this was probably a much more extreme example where I'm really using my knee to pull Austin's head in this way and like kind of crunch him in towards himself as I exert the force on his shoulder for the Kimura.
So you got it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I totally got it. And then I said, all right, now I have to heel hook you. So I just pulled to a quick Urimiashi, and he tapped. That was more just to prove to myself that I could actually heel hook him, because I have not been able to lately. Jordan, if you had to give up one of the CLs, which would you give up and why? Austin almost got to a false sweep entry on me there. So, Joe, just in reference to what I was talking about earlier, when you were on mount on Cole, look how Mike he's collecting these arms, and if Mike has anything to do with it, he's not going to be giving them back. Here you've got both arms, right? So you're crawling up to a real high high mount position. Looks like you're trying to. Oh no, okay. I thought you were going for S mount for a second, but
I was, but getting S mount on Cole. Number one, my right knee was not feeling S mount at that time. But the getting an angle on Cole is ridiculously hard.
Yeah.
As soon as you start making your way up the body, he can push you straight down.
Yeah. Ooh, in on a leg. You're in on your own. Oh, Beldo.
Yep. No tap.
Cole's shaped like a Dorito. Like one of the 3D Doritos. Remember those? MCL for sure. May heal without surgery and will still have decent enough stability to function. Really? I thought the MCL, like, you couldn't walk if it was gonna go out. ACL, I've seen people walking on without surgery.
You can squat on an ACL, if I'm not mistaken. I've heard of people squatting on a torn ACL.
Yeah, I thought the MCL was way more crucial. But
shit, I got more room. I'm good.
I'm not PT. You have way more what? Oh, for your knee?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm fine.
Missed half this round already. Breaking even the rolling Kimura lessons. Yeah, I was like, how did everybody get here? Let's see. Oh, okay. We're just talking through it, Danny.
Straight into the heel hook.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it doesn't even care.
Damn right.
It's like, I don't care about passing. Danny's been here enough now. been here enough though to know that controlling that bottom leg is going to be crucial. So slips his knee. Good. Looks like he's trying to recollect. Nice.
Yep.
Perfect
Yeah,
knee
he's
bar
standing.
position here for a second. Meanwhile, Gavin looking to break. I don't know whose arm.
That's mine, I believe.
It's yours. Like anything but my legs. Yeah, I'm not. You could totally be right. I know I've met people who like have foregone ACL surgery and been walking around, but they're not playing soccer. That's for sure.
Yeah, so me and Gavin were going. I told him I was going to be a jerk and I was going to change my thumb position and make him fight for, getting the break, or the thumb in the right direction for the break. So that's what we were playing with. But I don't know how many times he put me in this katagatame. We trained behind the pillar earlier. How many times he just sets it straight in?
Really?
Like every time he just gets it in the perfect position and it's a strangle. And yeah, he had to have done it like 3 or 4 times to me.
Lucky him, because it takes me about 99 tries to get it myself.
Yeah.
Just want to look at Andrew and Jordan here. So Andrew, just so much more improvement over your standing guard break. I mean, you're like right now while we're paused, you're still hunched forward a little bit, bending down, but it looks like you're starting to get comfortable balance-wise. As soon as you get out of the legs, I like that you immediately throw them by. That wasn't the same finish to that standing guard break that we saw Joe work earlier against Danny. That was more of a you created a lot of space here and then just said get your legs out of here and threw them by. Perfectly reasonable. But then most importantly, you immediately close the distance and try to establish a side control. Great, so now Gavin has a go-to strangle in his arsenal that we have to worry about. You see how Danny is not messing around with Braden's heel hooks? Just immediately knows to get up. Take it as a compliment, Braden. He's not willing to play there with you.
Braden right in on the katagatame as well. That's Danny's bread and butter.
Yeah. To the twins, if you guys want to tighten those up at all, Danny's the guy to go to. He's got one of the best ones, if not the best, katagatame at the school. That was I think from day one when he learned that move, it was oh, this is gonna be a problem. Darces as well. If you guys want to polish your darces, I think by now you know he's the one to go to.
And anacondas. I think he's switched. He favors the darce over the anaconda now, but he used to be very, very good with the anaconda as well.
Now he's just showing off. Yeah, Braden, you don't have an arm in here, so you're not really going to get a strangle, but you do have control over the head as long as you can't thumb post and get his head out of there.
Yo, I missed the step over to mount. I'm not sure which one you're talking or what you're talking about.
Where you at?
He's in the top underneath the screen with Josh. So I'm not really digging. Do you see how Josh is able to? Well, I guess both of you are competing and everything. So this is really good for Josh and really not good for you. Joe, the distance. Okay, so if Matt, can you go back a little bit to where you're engaging? Joe is doing a little bit of stepping.
Are we looking at the right spot, Joe? Like, I know there's a lag in the chat. You said a little bit more.
Oh, okay, right here.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll cover.
Okay. Yeah,
dude, that's beautiful execution.
Yeah, this looks good. I think Bertram would be super proud of you if he saw this. This is like one of his favorite styles. Yeah, hooking the leg like that, keeping the legs together, and then driving your knee down and setting into position.
Yep.
Yeah, man, really good. Absolutely work that.
Totally.
Yeah, no reason not to.
What I want you to be careful of is here. Like in the next spot.
Yeah.
So notice right here, you're getting a little comfy with Josh here. As soon as his legs are starting to come out and his toes and your toes are kind of in alignment, I'll say that it's okay if his knee is or if his leg is extended like this. Okay, I'm fine with you starting to dance over and starting to like high step over that leg. But if he starts, and you'll see it here in a second or two, he'll start having a bent leg here. He has a bent leg, and now your legs are, spread, and his are in between your legs. This is no go for you, right? Like, you either need to start cutting around and getting outside of his legs completely with both of your legs to one side, or you need to be starting to step up the middle with one of your legs. I don't necessarily think you're ready to start playing in this spot because this happens, right? Like, now Josh is able to pull you into an ashigarami and start attacking legs. And I mean, is he going to submit you? I don't know, right? Your leg defense is very good, but if he gets on top, that's 2 points, right? So for the comp, that you've allowed him to get into a sweeping position.
Yeah, it's a different story in gi too, where you can, like a grip that you can use for this is actually like a double wrist, like double sleeve grip at the wrist, and you can pull his wrists up and kind of thrust your hips forward past his knees. Even if he does get a knee in, it's still not great for you there, but Josh kind of has his hands to use as a brake as he pulls that knee in and establishes the connection he needs. Like right there, you can see him kind of framing to keep you away, making it not the ideal outcome for you.
And what I would like to see instead, if you are going to start playing this close game with guard passing, right, is I am going to need to see some collar ties. I'm going to start seeing you try and put somebody down either on their back or off to the side on their hip. Establishing those 2-on-1s, or even hell, a 1-on-1, I don't care, right? But some sort of grip with the upper body, because right now you're allowing Josh to take grips on you with his legs and now his hands, right? So now he's got both hands on you and both legs on inside position. He's in full control for this, right? I
wouldn't say you standing is awful, and this isn't me like giving you a pep talk.
No.
Yeah, it's just I don't see you operating from there like your guard passing. I don't see you doing that frequently. So it's just not something you've polished yet. And then your regular stand-up game has gotten much more imposing. So give yourself some credit there. Kale working the takedown of the night. That shoulder
He
crunch.
did. He pulled it off. I know, like, obviously Kurt didn't say anything to him. I didn't say anything to him. He just saw it and did it.
Who's up there in the corner? Is that Jason and Caleb, I think?
Rolling with children makes me feel strong.
Right?
I could like pick them all up, run around the mats.
Yeah, they don't blow your knees out.
They don't blow my knee out. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, next time, if any of you guys roll with Eric or Kale, and they try to attack rear naked strangles from like turtle position, do us a favor, do Kurt a favor, really do the twins a favor. Do not let them strangle you unless they have at least one hook in. They've been neglecting that, and we've been chastising them relentlessly. I think they're finally getting it, but next time you guys roll with them, just maybe put that in their heads if they're getting a little too overzealous with their strangle. You can just hit a maki komi on them, right? Or, just grab their arm, give them a little roll forward, show them why they need those hooks in. Caleb. Yeah, roll them just the way Caleb just did to Jason up here.
I don't know if Kale does it. I know he's been working on trying to get the hooks in.
It's good there. He's trying, at least. What did Caleb do?
He didn't take the strangle grips too, right? Like that was a good thing.
Caleb with his compression strangle on Jason. And who's up there all the way at the top? Is that
Danny? Maybe?
No, it's me and me and Ted.
Oh.
Caleb's just showing Jason repeatedly how to maki komi. We got 2 rounds left. All right, we got these 2 beasts going at it, both of whom competing this weekend, so good to see how they match up. Not bad. You got to drive there, Joe. Drive. Got to get off your knees. And yeah, for this, like, you guys were locking horns here for quite a while. I honestly, after like a couple seconds, I ditch. If I feel like I can't get anything out of that, if I don't feel confident on my shot, I ditch and just reset. You're holding your opponent's weight on you. Yeah, he's holding your weight too, but I'd rather not expend my energy for nothing. And you're kind of 50-50. You're not really, you're not winning that battle at all. And I only like fights that I win, so I ditch, reset, establish my grips.
Yeah, he definitely made you earn it. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like how you're walking his legs away. That's I'm curious to see how you're gonna try and advance from here. So yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about.
Yeah,
when you walk the legs away, that's what I want to see. When you walk the person's knees pointing away from them, that's when I want to see you starting to drive your knee up their body, and then ultimately I want to see that right knee up inside of their armpit, inside of Andrew's left armpit here. so that he can't grab you or grab your leg and put you back into a half guard. But this is the type of mounting I want to see with the knees pointing away. Otherwise, right, if you can pull the knees towards you, I want you to do exactly what you did in the previous roll with Josh, and take that high step over, hook the far leg, and get into that mount.
Yeah, to piggyback on your comments, again with this wrist grip, not terrible, but given that you're looking to pass the way you are, I would like to see you working underhooks on the far side. That way, like Mike said, when you get here, you know, Mike was saying he wants to see this knee drive up into the armpit. It's not getting there if Andrew has his arm free. So if you're in side control, like the time to establish that is now. When you're in side control, you get your far side underhook. You know, Andrew doesn't have a frame on you right now. He's giving you the opportunity to hit the far side underhook. That's where you can start to isolate it. You can even use your head as your underhook. And then when you drive your knee across, you'll have all that space that you want to slide that knee up. And you're also, like, you're using your hand as a base here, which I kind of get, and it may have been necessary. Right here, though, if you think about if you did have the underhook, you've got your head as a base too. You got 2 points of contact with the ground, so this can be working something else right now to kind of keep yourself safe-ish. If he like explosively bridges out, you may lose the position, or you may have to reset, and that just kind of happens sometimes.
Yep. But all that said, you did wind up getting that mount. But also notice right now you don't have any underhooks, right? So the face pressure, the shoulder pressure is going to be a little bit less effective without those underhooks, because he's able to come up and relieve a lot of that pressure.
Then Andrew, for you know where to frame. You need to be framing his hips right now. That left arm isn't doing anything for you.
You have to be I would say you have to be very confident in it. You know, I don't know that you have to be very fast, and nothing that I do is fast, and I use it all the time, right? It's just that you have to be very confident that it's going to work and give trust in your base. I don't know, Matt, if you have any other thoughts on that one.
I totally agree. Cardi, thank you for the follow. Yeah, don't ever think you have to do a move too quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, speed and quickness can come into play. I'm not gonna say it never is important, but no, you don't have to quickly get your head to the ground. You kind of just start to learn well in advance of where it needs to be and when it needs to be there. So you get better at just kind of setting yourself up for success through the rolls. So keep toying with it, really. Apparently Joe was on a mission to get to Andrew's back and told Andrew to not let him.
And Andrew doesn't seems to be listening.
Yeah, and Joe, I mean, for what it's worth, I don't know if this was going through your mind right now. You absolutely can get to his back from here. You're just going to work your way around to a rear triangle, which still counts as a back position. But this is, for now, a front triangle you're working towards. Got to grab the crown of the head, you're running out of time there. Well, good on you, Andrew, for not letting him get there.
Jason smashes me for the next 6 minutes.
Looks like Jason's focusing much more on establishing his grips and controlling your hips and legs here, which is good. That's exactly what he needs to be doing from here. Well, it's an option for what he wants to do here, you know, in looking for the pass.
You're spot on with that, right? Like, he was shutting down so much of my offense because he was being offensive with his gripping, right? So I was like, okay, well, if he's going to take these types of grips on me, then I have to wrist roll out. I've got to, you know, like, and then, you know, you're playing that defensive cycle and then trying to switch to offense, and then he's putting you on defense, and then you're going, you know, it's just, it becomes a slower paced game. Very technical.
Yeah, this was a cool little exchange. So he starts going for the body lock pass here, and you begin countering with the threat of a shoulder crunch, which I think he knows. He knows exactly what's coming here, but he continues forward, pins your leg, starts trying to step over the knee, and then with the head pressure you're putting on, I actually really like what he does here. He opts to, like, he doesn't let go of the grip. He switches into half guard, or tries to switch into half guard at least. So instead of like, you know, just bashing his head against the wall trying to get through this one form of passing, he transitions from a tight pass with the body lock pass into or about we see it's, you guys are kind of reset to open guard, but he begins to transition into half guard, which, you know, we've said it countless times, is a great passing position in and of itself. So he still made advancements even though the first passing option didn't work. Completely. And then you managed to put up enough of a defense to bring it back to open guard.
Yeah, I did not want to have him smashing me in the top half guard. Like, he's become very good at getting my knees down, right, and putting up a good fight there. I didn't want any of it, yeah, frankly. So here I am trying. I'm digging in on this leg, and he's like, astutely, he's putting a lot of pressure down on that leg to prevent me from being able to off balance him. So he's thinking about going back for that body lock here, but he's noticing my arms are starting to go a little wide. And so he's, oh yeah, we were talking about that. And I think either he wanted to switch his hips or we were talking about switching his hips. And I had my butterfly hook in, and I was like, you gotta watch that because I'll be able to flip you over.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be quick on that back step if you want to avoid the sweep. Normally you are still in a more agile position than the guy working from his back, but it can go wrong.
Yeah, then he locks up a Kimura on me. Here, I'm trying to go for a body lock pass of my own, and I let my head go across his body. So he sees that there's my head and my arm are separated, and so he shoots over and dives straight in for this Kimura.
Nice. I would hate to be Kimura'd by Jason.
It was a fun one.
I just feel like he would take my arm home.
Yeah, he tries. I start talking shit to him.
Oh yeah, I hope he doesn't move you. Just keep you right there pinned.
He does, yeah.
I wish you would have stayed working on the dorsal, like the dorsal position. I don't think he realizes how much he needs to address that hooked leg right now.
Yeah. I couldn't do much with it because we were backed up against the wall, but yeah, that was definitely my intention.
Yeah, and that was just how you regarded. You kind of had that connection with him and could turn back to him. But all right. Good stuff. again, thank you to James for the footage and checking in with us from Thailand. Really digging it. So good to see you putting in some work over there. Yeah. Thank you,
and thanks
guys.
for the follow. You said someone followed us as well.
Yeah, I caught it like 10 minutes later, but yeah, Conrad and Cardi, thank you for the follow today, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you guys this week as well. Remember, for everybody who is interested in competing, last day to sign up, I think it's 6:30 p.m. on Friday, January 13th. So if you haven't signed up yet, like me, make sure you do it before the deadline. Yeah, of course. Thank you guys. Everything we talked about, as always, bring it up at class. You know, let us know what you want to work on and what you are working on and everything that's getting in your way and everything that is working for you. So follow us here if you're not. Subscribe as well. We really appreciate the support. Also subscribe over at YouTube where we'll put this video up. Support us at coffee.com/MOBJJ. Anything else? Do we have any other announcements class-wise?
I think so. For back week.
Nighty night, Jordan. Yeah, one more week of back week after this. And then if you guys aren't competing this Saturday, 2 weeks from now, I think January 28th, there's another competition out in Concord. It's a new breed, so go check that out. Should be a pretty big one. There are like almost 500 people signed up for that right now, kids included. It's probably mostly kids, but yeah, so check your schedules. If you want to compete, as always, let us know. Keep your coaches in the loop and we'll get you guys prepared. Beyond that, make sure you trim your nails and you do your laundry and you're not stinky, and we will see you guys back on the mats. Take it easy.
Later.